Hi, I'm Gary Garrison.
And I'm Mitch Ewing. Starting off in local news.
A previously unheard of disease has hit Lee County area hard. Health officials say that the disease is unusual in that there are currently no known symptoms and no known cures. Furthermore, authorities say that they are still looking for a name to call it. If you have any suggestions, please send them to this station and we will see that they get into the proper hands.
A tourist visiting the local ATV trailhead and campsites received the shock of his life Monday. Authorities say that upon returning to his camper, Omer Watt encountered a wild animal and promptly tripped over his generator, causing his metal earring to become entangled in an electrical outlet. Rescue personnel stated that upon their arrival, they discovered the victim flopping on the ground singing, "You Light Up My Life." We questioned Mr. Watt about the wild animal, and he said that it had the face of a platypus and the body of an albatross. Police say if it walked like an albatross and looked like a platypus, then it was probably Don, the local duck. We attempted to reach out to Don for comment, but all he would say was,
"This just in. Police say that the man has barricaded himself inside his home on Board Avenue. According to Chief Isaac A. Payne, authorities say the man is unarmed and they really aren't paying too much attention to him."
In business news, the recent stock market crash hit the town of Jonesville especially hard. Officials say a portion of a floor collapsed at the stockyard, injuring a bull and 2 calves. At the taping of this newscast, we have no report regarding the extent of the injuries.
In other news, over the past weekend, a local doctor was asked at his retirement party what was the strangest thing he had seen in his many years of practice. He told our reporter that once a man came to the ER complaining that he had had a bowel movement that might require stitches. The doctor said when the man left that he was the one left in stitches.
At the request of some of our viewers, we have added a fishing report to the newscast. Upon speaking with several local fishermen and fisherwomen, our reporter says that fishing in the area has been pretty good recently, with one local fisherman saying that night fishing is especially good if you can withstand the cold. He does caution, however, that drinking too much late night coffee to stay warm will really teach you the meaning of the wee hours of the morning.
Now to the weather report. An unexpected clipper system impacted Lee County on Thursday, dropping a quick 2 inches of slushy snow as it plowed through the area. Local weatherwoman Hope Rains said, "We totally did not see it coming. It was just as if it dropped out of the sky." According to police reports, there were many accidents in the area as drivers were unprepared for the snow, since most were expecting only rain, which came later. Schools in the area stayed in session as they waited for the rain and road crews to clear the highways to allow buses to safely transport students home. Weather conditions currently depend on where you are and what time you are watching this forecast. For the most accurate and up-to-date weather, our staff meteorologists suggest that you look out the window, which, as of right now, is cloudy.
In sports news, with football season winding down, a certain coach said he wasn't feeling none too saintly about some words he yelled at a referee Sunday when a pass interference call was missed. Allegedly, the ref tried to explain to him that football is a contact sport. Coach said he just wished that the ref had put his contacts in before the game started. On a similar note, our camera crew has noticed a trend at our local sports events. It seems that when there is a large crowd, a lot of people always show up. On the other hand, which would be the left hand, when there's a small crowd, hardly anybody shows up.
In a developing story, authorities say a feud has broken out between the residents of left-hand Poor Valley and those in right-hand Poor Valley in Pennington Gap. It appears that folks from the left hand are saying they had not been informed about a community yard sale that the right hand was having. Sources tell us that the reason for not sharing that information was because the Bible says not to let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Thus far, residents of Poor Valley and Rose Hill have no comment.
Following up on a story we first broke to you last week regarding a knife swap at the local Hardee's, we told you that Bill Kershaw had offered to give a little boot for a Case XX knife that he had traded to John Barlow. We are now being told that Mr. Barlow is none too happy with the deal because, as it turns out, his feet stay swollen and he cannot get the little boot on. Furthermore, he states, even on good days when his foot is not swollen, people make fun of him for wearing two different kinds of shoes. Police say this is a prime example of bullying. Stay tuned to this station for more updates on this developing situation.
We leave you today with this story. A census taker went to the home of 101-year-old Molly Sawyer yesterday to follow up on some comments she had made on the 2010 census regarding her mother and father living with her. Miss Sawyer reportedly mistook the worker for her grandson and invited him in for soup, beans, and taters. Upon finding out that the census employee was not Tom, Miss Sawyer told him he had come to the wrong house because despite her living here for 100 years, she had no clue how many people lived in Lee County. She then added, but I'm pretty sure all of them do.
We regret to inform you folks that once again our producers have just told us that this entire newscast has been fake news. Our apologies to you, our viewers. We do ask, however, that you please keep your cards and letters, and we'll see you again next time on Lee County News.
Hi, I'm Gary Garrison.
And I'm Mitch Ewing. There's one mess up there.
Starting early.
Furthermore, he states that even on good days when his foot is not swollen.
And he said that it had the face of a platypus and the body of an albatross. Please say that if it walked like an albatross. Good.
I'll throw in a little snort. Dropping a quick 2 inches of slushy snow as it plowed through the area. Local weather.
In sports news, with football season winding down, a certain coach said he wasn't none too happy. Okay.
Upon finding out that the census employee was not Tom, Miss Sawyer I just picked up on Tom Sawyer.